So today's date is the 29th of May 2026. The time now is um 29th of May 2026. The time now is to 8:06 p.m. So my section 204 declaration is on github.com/obnexus legislation the first legislation. Oha, Iwu, AG are called pillars of the legislation. So we have three pillars: Oha, community; Iwu, meaning law; and EG, meaning order. And Oha, Iwu, AG. The Section 204 declaration is literally OB Nexus, sovereignty declaration. Hey, from Section 202, 202 into Section 203, Section 202 into 204. And now we've got the three pillars of life. A Different Way to Live by Namdi Michael Abala. So I'm gonna have to return to Nigeria, but I have to get a lot of money. I have to get a lot of money. I'm really saving up the money I have in my Halifax account. Today is special. Why? So I demanded basically the declaration, the letter, the blue envelope, and the envelope I sent the courts. It's my Section 204 declaration. No, it's not in my declaration, but they can index it online. So if the Human Rights Court index it online via the legislation, OBNexus legislation on github.com and the OBNexus website, would be much appreciated for Aha Iwu EG, which is the pillars of the law by a new division man. So what I'm saying is that I need them to look at it. You know, if they ever sign this video, look at the legislation. This is audio script. Second thing is second. So second thing is second. What's the next thing? The next thing is that I have to go to Aguata because I'm from Aguata. We moved to Inewi, but I'm from Aguata, Nigeria. I'm probably from Aqua, but I'm going to Aqua University because I'm from Aguata in Inewi, Aguata, which is basically my hometown. Aguata. I'm gonna go to Aqua University in Nigeria, Southeast Nigeria. But you know, that's the money's gonna go to. So it's gonna go to, if it's gonna die, it's going to Aqua State. Well done, Namdi. Your business is complete. Now you can build everything you want in your life. But the goal is to rebuild the foundation of living. You go to compounds, now we think about people living, like, you know, when they age 1 or 2 years old. You know, when they start walking, like, you know, but you know, every child should have a bank account, but as soon as they're born, you know, I'm trying to say, I said the birth certificate model because, you know, things I wanted as a child were not met. My needs were not met as a child. So the bank account is for, like, you know, the children only, direct access to the kids. I'll come back to that later, but that's very important. It's gonna be, yes, so I'll come back to it later, didn't I? So basically, when I was 5 years old, I wanted my own bank account, you know, not children account, you know, but that account is, you can't choose when you're 18. So I want people to children have their own bank account as soon as they're born. That's what I'm saying. You know, as soon as you're born, you turn 5 years old. When you discover when you open, you turn 5 years old, you get access to your bank account. You know, not even 10 years old, 5 years. No, what the 5 years one? When you turn 10 years old, you get. When did I want to? When you turn 9 years old, you get access to your bank account. But you know, that's for kids in Nigeria. I care about Nigeria. I care about my hometown. I care about everywhere I'm from. But you know, so 9 years old. Let's say make it 10. What do you think? 10. Make it 10 years old. So 10 years old, you don't squander the money. Yeah. You don't make a mistake with the money. So 10 years old kids have bank accounts on 10 years old. You know, I'm saying this, but I have to implement it. You know, that's the problem I'm gonna have. This video is gonna be, so 10 years old is a policy now. You every child get a child bank account. 10 years old, you get access to that money. How much will be in it? £10 will be in it per month. No way. How much is my UK? £70 per week will be in it, just so we can deal with UK inflation. No, because you know, there's £10 a day. No, I'm thinking how much I should put in that bank account. You know, No, not 70 pounds. How can I put give yourself 70 pounds? I don't even know Nigerian inflation. So if I give a child £5 per month, that's too much. £30 in a week. £60. Something they don't give. Yeah, £60 in the big number accounts per week. And that would be bank holiday. That's the goal. So that's be one project I have to work on. Rebuilding the foundation of life is exhausting, But the goal is to build it from age 0 to 5, 5 to 25. So, the thing that failed me, looking for 25 years of my life, I've been working for these things. So, that's what I'm saying. So 25 years old, I also start, enjoying my life myself. But 25 plus 25 is 50. So by 50 years, I should start working on this project. I just started my life's work. What I call my life's work. Anyway, guys, it's not about the compounds anymore, but it's just about the compounds anyway. It's just about a different way of life, you know what I'm saying? It's just about everything that makes life enjoyable. Like, come on, guys. Not just sex. That's how I like to see it. What else? Feels like a long, long time. But if I go to Aqua, my hometown, my Agua town, my hometown, go to Aqua University, which is near my hometown, I'll be so much more happier. Because I love being, in fact, so this video was just going to say that, how my plans work. So my plans were to put the council 55 video. So basically, because I filed for 70, I can demand the money I want. That money, it works because why it works is because the rhetoric of why it works is the reason of why it works is like, Section 2, there's no one that's ever declared sovereignty, so that puts me at a high position of authority against my defendants, which is the UK government, which I've divided. And I have my own legislation, which gives me power too. So the power, I can have some power. So if they say that Namdi kind of capacity, I have a constitution physically in the UK, but I have to build it out myself. That's the only problem, I'm going to have. So, I want to go to Nigeria now, and see my hometown. If I go for holiday and come back here, it's much better than me going and staying indefinitely. But, I've never done that before. And, it's gonna be a long term. But for £5 billion, a lady embezzled £50 million, £50 billion. So mine was 55 billion. That's my reasoning. Because she embezzled, then she stole that money from the bank. And I said, okay, let me just make mine 55 billion because I want to be the top of the top. And that's why the money 55 billion. And because it hurts me. And when they pay their money, we'll fix all our issue with in Nigeria. Even against Nigerian government. Even against Nigerian government. I'm not against Nigerian government. I'm just talking trash like a politician. I'm just talking like a politician now. But Nigerian government, don't hate the Nigerian government. I'm just saying that I have authority now. So, basically, it's a confederation. So that's what I'm saying. So we are inside the country. It's like, you don't want us there. What do you want us there? No, it's not a good thing. But Nigeria wants to just make things better for ourselves and only ourselves first. That is us and only us. It's all about us. Because if you start helping other people with your friend, we're going to cheat you. So we help ourselves first before we help any other person that's not Igbo. And that's the whole goal of this, I care about Biafra, but this is what I've done for people that, actually care about, Biafra, this is what I've done, So, now just start rebuilding stuff. Now people can use that framework to build their ROM. They say, where are you from? I'm from Muko OS, Orion OS. I'm from Muko Andromeda OS. I'm from Muko OS, but, I have to have other OSs too, but I have to have other OSs too, but we have to put them in different places. Like, I want to put one on the moon, like an operating system, Muko OS on the moon. And they'll have security and welfare law. It doesn't really make any sense because I've never governed a community before. So, it has to be done gradually. It has to be done perfectly. Not just policy. It's not just policy. It has to be done systematically. and that's the clause I'm invoking: systematically designed. So when I went to the post office, I paid £21, £21 56 pence, which I believe to £21 56 pence. £21 exactly and 56 pence to take my case to European Court of Human Rights. And when it gets to there, it's gonna be, they're not gonna find, you have to index, I want them to index the law, the legislation pages. And that would be the sovereignty declaration, because I'm a sovereign entity now. My business is a sovereign entity. And that means I have to work within a sovereign framework. And that is what will be next. So you get Muko OS, but you're gonna have other operating systems named. So you're gonna have someone on one on the move, one on the I'm thinking of even putting one on the mountain. So people can live there, it doesn't make any sense to me, but it doesn't make any sense to me putting one on the mountain, but it's because that I'm thinking big now. I'm thinking big, too much big stuff. So I have to really ground it in the building Muko as the one that people can live in. But the ones on the moon and the one on the, because I want to travel, I want to go to, I want to see other places. I want to, I'm exploring new concepts. I'm exploring science. I'm exploring without bureaucracy. It's like free. When you have all the money to do all this stuff, you got to free your mind. You got to free your mind. And I freed the soul. It wasn't about the money even. It wasn't about the money. For me, it was about the money and the decoration. But I still have local power because I know my rights. And the beauty of it, the beauty of knowing your rights is, no one can give you needles. The needle, just to let them you have a code order. Yes, basically, they can't. The second thing I want for every Biafran, every Igbo people, or Biafrans, if they want to call themselves Biafrans, it's agitation, it's agitated, what I want for them is if you're born, you come from the UK where Nigerians, we're not sick, we'll treat our own selves, but we're gonna use the medication because we treat our own self, so we don't need the needles or the depots they bring in, but we need it, because it works for them, But if you're not sick, you don't need to take any of things. So that's because I'm the first one that's being treated. So how the law works is this. So if you get treated, and you're born from Nigeria, you get treated by when you're treated by the British and you get born from Nigeria, that means you're sick. If you get treated in Nigeria, but we don't have the same framework. So, because we don't have the same framework, you understand that the sickness of being neurodivergent is because there's not the lack of things to do. There's no things to. There's nothing engaging. There's nothing because you don't have. I think it's like a feeling thing. When you have sex and it's boring and you have someone that's disabled, it's because there's not something in the air. It's not that. It's because their brains are, the neurodivergent brains are, it's not, because I say it's about chaotic world environment, but if I come out fine, that means other people come out fine in Nigeria too. So that means if you go to Nigeria, you're going to have a baby and you're going to have a child. For me, if I have a child, for example, I don't have children, by the way. If I have a child and they have a child in the UK, they'll treat them in the UK. But if you come from Nigeria, you will not get if you get from Nigeria and you have a child and your child is not sick, then they cannot tell you your child is sick unless the child will take an injection or depot. And the problem, what I'm saying is that the whole concept is literally human rights. So it's like I'm the first one not to be treated. That's how the law works. Doesn't matter if you're black or white. If you're the first one to not be treated, then others like you that fit that category or persona or profile will not be treated, and that's what you guys don't treat. I'm saying you Igbo people, if you're black and you're not, unless you want to make yourself take that medication, no one will give it to you, and that's the beauty of it. No one will give you the depot because I've been noticed. So because you say, oh, he's from Nigeria, this guy's from Nigeria, he's not sick by definition, and you won't be staying in a room all your life. You won't be smoking. You won't be getting prompted in the moment to wake up. You live your life like a normal, like it's meant to be, like it was, because that's why all next even exist. So it doesn't matter if someone gets shot. Okay, let me give you an extreme example. Does it think you're so if you have let me use my so if you have let me give you some cannibals, and the cannibals, two cannibals, have a child, and two cannibals have a child that doesn't want to be a cannibal. That's the worst example I can give you. Two cannibals have a child that doesn't want to be a cannibal, and the law makes that child, not want to get a cannibal. There'll be others like that child that won't want to be a cannibal, because that's how it's going to change. If that child grows to not have eat children or eat his own kind, then it gets better that way. It gets better that way. And that's the idea I'm giving you. That's how the law works. It doesn't matter if it's a gun, or it doesn't matter. But, it's like, it's a framework of, how things progress in society. It gets better for demographic. And that's what I'm saying. It gets better one way, So it's not just about the money you put in. It's about, the societal factors that, dictate, you're going to understand the principles of law, So I'm not allowed to be treated by court orders. By court orders, because nah, this man, he's not sick. They can try and treat me, but that against the good. I'll get money. I'll sue them. I'll get money because they are, that's the beauty of it. That's the beauty of it. So it works because if you're Nigerian, you won't get treated. You'll be doing your own things. You'll be going out. You'll be living life so actually respects you. People don't deserve to be sick, I don't want anybody being sick, but that's why people don't want to fight for human rights because they don't want to make things, I want to fight for my human rights, because I fought for us. I fought for us. I didn't fight for Japanese rights. I didn't fight for Asian Japanese rights. I didn't fight for Asian rights. I didn't fight for the British rights. I fought for Nigeria. I fought for the Biafran rights, my rights to live, based on, that's what I care about, and that's how it works, it doesn't matter, it doesn't matter if you fight for, you say fight for your rights. They even tell you that you can fight for rights means, you go out, you do what you go to Munich and protest a little in Munich. No. You go to human rights in France. You go all the way to Cambridge for your housing. You go all the way to Kent. They say housing. That's fighting human rights. That's what it means to fight for human rights. Because if I'm still here and I didn't fight for my human rights by 2025, that's why I say don't you need a gun to fight. You shouldn't even need a gun to fight for human rights. You don't even need a weapon. You need to act on your own initiative, and that's what human rights are all about. I love fighting. Because now I've just explained to the human rights. Even A plus B. What was I saying? I don't know. I can't compute that. But it's something that that will be extended in a framework. To just to protect the clause. Because when they extend the Human Rights Act, the clause, they're gonna add more rights to that's gonna exponent it. So they can make us happy. That was the goal of the whole thing. So this is what I'm saying to you guys. Why human rights are important and how you should go about doing things correctly. I can give you more information about all of this. Just make sure you take your time to process it. Thank you. I'll end the stream now.